Bonjour, good morning. I hope everyone is good. Today we are going to work on le passé composé. Passé composé is a past tense. It is formed with the verb être and avoir. An example would be for the verb avoir, j'ai étudié la leçon hier. And for the verb être, je suis passé chez mon ami. You should know your verb être and avoir. Also know what they mean. Right? So, in this case, we are going to focus on the verb être. So, when do we use the verb être with the passé composé? Okay? First of all the reflexive verbs, or they are also called les verbes pronominaux, use the verb être. So, I will give you examples. The reflexive verb would be the one when we talk about washing your face, brushing your teeth, taking a shower. We are going to conjugate one of them with the verb être. Le verbe se réveiller, which is to wake oneself up, to wake up. To form the passé composé, you take out the ER and you just add an E with the accent, so it's réveillé. And if I wanted to use that with the passé composé, I want to say, I woke up yesterday or this morning, I would say, je me suis réveillé. If it's you, tu t'es réveillé. If it's he, il s'est réveillé. If it's her, elle s'est réveillée. Now notice that because of elle, you have the réveillé with an extra E because it's feminine. The verb être with the passé composé will follow the gender and the number, which is masculine or feminine for gender and for the number, singular or plural. And for the plural, it would be the same. Nous nous sommes réveillés, vous vous êtes réveillés, ils se sont réveillés, and elles se sont réveillées. Notice that there is an S for réveillé because it's a plural, and there is an ES for elle because it's feminine, right? If it was Jeanne et Marie, she has two girls, it would be se sont réveillés. Okay, so also for the negative, we can have je ne me suis pas réveillé. Notice that the ne comes before the me suis and the pas comes after. So it's tu ne t'es pas réveillé, il ne s'est pas réveillé, elle ne s'est pas réveillé, vous ne vous êtes pas réveillé, ils ne se sont pas réveillés, elles ne se sont pas réveillés. So every time that there is a verb pronominal or a reflexive verb, you are going to use the verb être. Also, there are 17 verbs that prompt you to use the verb être. And these verbs are to be studied and learned and known so that you know if it's not these verbs, then if it's not these verbs, then you are going to use the verb avoir. So, naître, mourir and décéder, partir, venir, entrer, tomber, arriver, rester, aller, intervenir, devenir, passer, descendre, rentrer, retourner, monter, and sortir. Now, I want you to notice that the 6 verbs that are on the bottom can also be used with the verb avoir, but will have a different meaning. With the verb être, they would mean for passé, je suis passé would be I stopped by. If I say je suis passé chez toi, means I stopped by your house. Right? With the verb avoir, it will have a different meaning. It will not mean, for passé, it would not mean stop by, but it would mean I spent time. J'ai passé un temps superbe avec mes amis, for instance. But we are not focusing on the verb avoir, so we are going to talk about how to form le passé composé with the verb être. So don't forget, we will be conjugating the verb être. Now, for these 3 first verbs, who are verbs that have the verb venir in them, devenir, venir, and intervenir, the only thing you have to do is take out the IR and add a U. So if I want to say, I became, I would say, je suis devenu, tu es devenu, and so forth. So for devenir, venir, and intervenir, that's all you have to do is take out the IR and add a U. For the verb partir and sortir, you take out the IR and you add an I. So I would say, je suis parti. Nous sommes partis. And don't forget, if I say nous sommes partis, it's going to have an S. And don't forget, if I want to say elles sont parties, then it would have an I and an S. If the I'm sorry, and the E and S. Okay? Don't forget, with the verb être, it is going to be the same gender and number as the subject. So if it's one boy, if it's one girl, if it's two girls, if it's two boys, it is going to have a different ending if it's singular or plural, if it's masculine or feminine. Now, for the verb in ER, just like earlier when we were talking about the pronominal verb, that's all you have to do is take out the ER and add an E accent aigu. So if I want to say I fell, je suis tombé. Nous sommes tombés. And if I say nous sommes tombés, the tombé will have an accent aigu and an S because it's plural. If I say elles sont tombées, you will have an accent aigu, an E, and an S. Now, for these three last verbs, which is mourir, naître, and descendre, they are irregular. So for mourir, I would say je suis mort, means I am dead. Or with the verb naître, je suis né, I was born. And then the verb descendre, that ends with DRE, is going to be je suis descendu, okay, which I went downstairs, basically. Okay, so at this time, you guys have this. You guys just have some work to do. Just get it done. It was super cool to do this lesson with you. This is your turn. Let's get working. Au revoir.